Okay, I wanted to take a moment and go over what you're getting. So the picture as supplied, um, I'm assuming that there is a top pivot here and a bottom pivot here. Okay, so safe assumption. Hanger, 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 hanger. Guide, 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 guide. Top track, bottom track. Now, I've gotten everything non-ferrous beyond the tracks that I can without this project becoming outrageously expensive. So, the top track, the bottom track, those are stainless steel. Your hangers, actually, let's start with going over. Okay, so you're doing a 280 top track in stainless steel. You're getting this 280 top track. You're also getting the 89 SS bottom track. Now, you could, you could surface mount this, but your photograph makes me feel as if it's recessed into the ground. So you're going to be in good shape on the track being completely stainless steel. I don't know the type of stainless, but I'm going to assume it's like the others that are 304 stainless. Now moving on, your hangers are going to be the 284 SS's. The 284 is 100 kilogram per pair. So, 220 pounds, for a pair of hangers, even though, your doors won't be nearly that heavy. These hangers feature 304 stainless whenever it's not high-performance nylon. So this is what the factory uses for non-ferrous. Stainless metal components and then high-performance nylon everywhere else. Those are your hangers. Now, we've got coming to you 8 of these bottom guides. These are not non-ferrous, so you might want to do something. Undercoat them, powder coat them. The fact of the matter is they don't make folding stainless components, again, without the project getting incredibly expensive. Which I knew was, the stainless steel hangers have a list price of $2,800 each. I knew that's not an option. Actually, in fact, the one you see here. Then what you have are your top and bottom pivots. So over here, you've got your guides here, 1, 2, 3, 4, bottom pivot, top pivot. That's all going to slide into the track. And the metal components there are not non-ferrous, so you might want to treat those somehow if it's really an issue. I live in southern Florida, so I get it. I live 3 miles from the Gulf of Mexico. Probably 2 miles, so I understand. You might want to treat those somehow. Now, I took liberty to send you, you're going to get these guides. Here they are. These guides, torpedo guide, nylon guide with stainless steel fixing. This is, Henderson is an English company, so they use some words that are a little bit different. Now, the torpedo guide is meant, obviously, to go onto a sliding door, and it's not going to be able to pivot, like yours. However, I'm sending them because I'm thinking that you might create a way with a couple of small bearing packets and some washers, and you can buy bearing packets from Grainger or McMaster Carr, to emulate a pivot on the bottom of your door that will give you the ability to pivot in the track. You're obviously going to need to drill a hole in the center. You're going to need a couple of bearing guides, bearing packets to make all that work. And if you really want to exert all the energy, have at it. If it's that important to you in that regard. Now, taking this all a step further, I wanted to make you aware of something. I have assumed that there are pivots here. There doesn't have to be pivots here. You could literally add one more guide here and one more hanger here, and here, and here. So hanger 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, guide 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, where you can then have these 6 panels literally float. You could stack them and slide them, which would be really cool if you wanted to have that sort of control over the opening, because when you stack these closed to either side, you're going to have half of the door panel width of room wasted here. And it's obvious to me that that's how these operate when I look at this molding, this casing that's been applied. Okay, but if you ordered 4 more hangers and 4 more bottom guides, you could literally take all of these doors and move them all the way to the side if you wanted. You could also take, you could buy more hinges and literally then put a pivot set over here, hinge these doors together and slide them all to one side. So with only a small amount of additional hardware, you could certainly drastically change the behavior of this material, which is what I really wanted to let you know. So the only thing I think, oh, and all of the hinges, of course, are going to be solid bronze and an oil rubbed finish. They'll be 4.5 inch tall and 4 inch wide. 4 inch wide is the right size that you need for 1 3/4 inch doors so that they pivot like a bifold. The only thing I see missing here is a lock. If you have surface mounted bolts on the bottom of like this panel and this panel, and they lock into the floor, okay, well then you're not really in good shape. At least they'll kind of not move. You might want to consider some locking mechanism, which I can help you with. Adams Wright makes some hook bolts that can be used on what are otherwise sliding doors. So this video is to let you know what you're getting and letting you know about the non-ferrous nature of the pivots and the little guides. Actually, the guide probably has a bronze bushing where it slides in the track. I don't recall the composition of that metal. And to take appropriate actions if you feel it necessary. But the tracks are thoroughly stainless. The hinges are thoroughly solid bronze. The hangers are non-ferrous, high-tech plastic and stainless components. And like I said, without making the hangers cost $2,000 each, and you need at a minimum 8, I think we're doing real good. You could have a powder coater powder coat them if you wanted, but they are obviously already zinc coated, which is going to give you outrageous corrosion resistance as it stands. So I wouldn't worry about it. And in fact, if you were really nervous about it, you could order up a couple of more top and bottom pivots. They're really dirt cheap, and those guides are dirt cheap as well, should it be an issue down the road. Let me know if I can do anything else beyond what I've just discussed in this very unfortunately long-winded video. My name is Rich. Thank you very much.